Hey ladies, today is Sunday, December 9th, 2019, and 21 weeks postpartum. I will be 22 weeks next week, or Monday, tomorrow, so this video is late, but I chose to do it today because it's also exactly 5 months postpartum. Michaela is 5 months today. She was born July 8th, so December 8th is 5 months. The fastest 5 months, I think, in my entire life. And sad, very sad. I mean, I've documented every week for the most part. I think I might have missed a few weeks in the beginning of right after she was born because I was crazy. But now that I'm starting to be a little more of my normal self, just a little bit, I've been trying to document every week. Just one, so I can have the experience documented. Also, one day maybe she'll look back on it, but also more importantly, because I want to share it with you guys. And it helps me. It does. Like, talking to you makes me feel a little more normal sometimes, like even just getting it out. So I think everyone, just getting it out helps me. So I have on makeup today since I look like I don't look like a hobo, or not too much like a hobo. I hope. I changed my bra. I have a nursing bra on, so I didn't wear this. I went to church today, which is why I have the makeup, and then I came home and I pumped and I nursed. But I wanted to do this video, so I threw my clothes back on, but I didn't put the good bra on. So I don't have a good bra on, so you gotta excuse that. But I did earlier, and I looked better. I also had stockings, pantyhose, tights, whatever you want to call them. I grew up calling them stockings, call them pantyhose, and in New York, a lot of people refer to them as tights. But anyway, I had them on. I don't have them on now because I took that nonsense off. But it was helping to hold in my little tummy. So just so you guys can see where I am 5 months postpartum. I mean, I really had a great experience with the weight coming off, so I have nothing to complain about. Anything that has not come off is legitimately me. It is not baby weight. I can't even claim it and say, well, I had a baby. It's been 5 months. And two, I lost the baby weight probably within 2 weeks, I want to say, to be honest with you. I think most of it went away. The first week I was, I dropped a lot of it within a week, and then by 2 weeks I was really close to back to normal. Not back to normal, but like all my pre-pregnancy clothes fit perfectly. My pre-pregnancy jeans look fine. But I still have a little tummy here, you can see. But I can't blame that on the baby. I had that before the baby. I like to act like, oh, I just had a baby, but I had it before the baby. But with the stockings on, it kind of zips that up, so you don't even see that. I used to just wear Spanx all the time, but I haven't gotten back. Funny, I wore Spanx all the time before the baby. I wore Spanx through like my entire first trimester and like half of my second trimester, and then I gave them up, and I have not gone back to them. But I used to live in them. Like, some type of compression garment was on me. And it's funny because a lot of women go to compression garments postpartum, and I have not. Like, I just didn't feel like being bothered. It was hot in the very beginning because she was born in July. It was the summer. I didn't feel like being bothered. I wasn't even going anywhere that I felt like I needed to be in it. Some people, they have to have it because they have that's thing, that thing that happens to the abdominal muscles, and they need that, or for pelvic support. But I had some pelvic issues during my pregnancy, a lot of pain, a lot of pressure. Even still, when I work out or certain moves that I do, I can still feel the pelvic pain, because I think it takes a while for the pelvis to go back to normal. But with all that said, nothing that made me feel like I needed a compression garment. Although I did receive one from my insurance. I did a video on that, like right after I had the baby. I received one for free. And other than doing that video where I wore it, I haven't actually worn it since, because it has a zipper on it. I feel like a dress like this, if I were to wear that, you'd see the zipper. Or like, if I'm wearing something, I need it to be like no lines. I'm trying to smooth it out, not add lines to it. So, but yeah, so this is, hopefully you can see that. I'm trying to stand on my tippies. my tippy toes, but this is what's left of my tummy. Not too much. But but I know how to take care of this and hide it. So, but for the video, since I'm about being real with you guys, I'm not doing that. So what's going on? 5 months. Wow. I mean, where's the time going? I really do want to cry. I really do want to cry that my baby's so big. She's so old. I mean, it's going to happen, but like, it's like overnight. I think I shared a quote with you guys before where I read Parenthood, like a day feels like a year, but the years feel like days. And yes, it hasn't been a year yet, but I could see it because it's just like you blink and now she sits up by herself sometimes. Like she's been doing that. She's been trying hard to sit up for like the past couple of weeks, and she can do it. Not all the time. Sometimes she'll do it and then slowly tilt, but she can sit up by herself better than, I would imagine at this point. And yeah, guys, I mean, the sleeping is still okay. My method of just loving her to sleep, rocking her to sleep, has been working better. I am really adamant about trying to get her back in her bed. That doesn't mean that she doesn't sleep with me at all in the bed. Sometimes I'll fall asleep for like an hour or two. I don't want to do that. But I'm exhausted sometimes, and so I'm human, and I'll fall asleep and I'll have her with me, and I'll wake up and I'm still cradling her and I'm just like, in your bed, and I'll put her in her bed. I've been using a pack and play, and I don't know, maybe she doesn't like the mattress. I talked about in my last video how I had ordered some furniture. There was this whole issue with it, and but I'm thinking I'm still going to get that furniture, and it included a nightstand and toddler rail, which I have already. This furniture is a convertible crib that is supposed to be something she'll have her entire life. It goes into a full-size bed. So what I ordered that I have not received yet is actually the crib, the full-size conversion kit, the bookcase, the dresser, the chest of drawer. I think that's it. It was only 5 pieces, but I already have the nightstand and the toddler rail. So what I'm thinking is once the crib actually does come, I'll get a nice mattress, and maybe she'll like that better than sleeping in a pack and play. My pack and play, the mattress is not that thick. It's a little thin piece of mattress. And sorry, I'm adjusting myself because this is like a mirror. It's a little thin piece of mattress, and I don't know, maybe she doesn't like it because she sleeps well on my bed. So sometimes I'm thinking maybe she just doesn't like it. I don't know. So maybe if she had a more comfortable mattress, she'd want to stay in the bed a little longer, or her bed I'm referring to. I don't know. It's just a thought. I could be totally off base. I could be totally wrong. I'm just, grasping at straws because I want her to I love her sleeping in my room. I don't like her sleeping in my bed. Not just for safety reasons, although safety is really important, but also because we both, my husband and I, we sleep better with her in her bed, but next to our bed, because it gives us more peace of mind. We know she's safe. We know she can roll, and sometimes she turns, all sort of directions. Like she can do all that safely in her bed, and she can't do it safely in our bed, and she can't do it comfortably for her or for either of us, because we're trying to, she's turning sideways and this and that on her back, on her stomach, because she rolls now. She's really good going from back to stomach. She's not as good going from stomach to back, but she can do it. So she's doing all that. She sometimes, somehow you put her in, vertical, she turns horizontal, and you're like, what? So she needs to do all that. All that's great for their development, their motor skills. And she often sleeps on her stomach, which I don't worry about because I'm put her down her back and she'll roll to her stomach. That's fine. Because clearly she can roll, and she should be able to roll back at this point. But not great when she's in the bed. Like she's wild. We need to have our own space. So I'm thinking about putting the crib in here for now, and then putting the pack and play in a different part of the house. So when she naps, she can start napping in other parts of the house. She still won't nap in her pack and play, but I'm trying to get better at that. Like she'll sleep in there during the night, but for some reason at nap time, it's very hard to get her in there. I don't know why, but something that needs to be accomplished. So anyway, also very quickly, I'm going back to work early next year. I don't know if I don't have to be back to work until February 24th. I don't know if I'm going to do it, go back in into January, or max out my time. If I go back in the end of January, I'm thinking I might say I'll come back a few weeks early and then take some Fridays off. If I max out my time, I don't think I'm going to take the Fridays off. That was going to be like a bargaining chip. Like I'll come back a few weeks early and then take Fridays off. But I do think that my job would give me Fridays off even if I maxed out my time, but I feel bad doing that for some reason. So I'm really nervous about going back. I don't want to. It's the first time in my life, after all my studying, all my everything that I've put into trying to be a lawyer and my career and all of that, the first time I've ever thought I'd want to just stay home with her. Like I was never a stay-at-home mom type of mindset, and I honestly won't be, but it's the first time in my life I've ever even considered it. Like, no one's going to do for her what I do for her. No one's going to take care of her the way I take care of her. No one knows her the way I know her. You know, I can look at her and I know, okay, she needs to go down for her nap, or she's this, or her cries, or what this means, or she wants more, you know, she's still hungry a little bit, or that. Like, just whatever you've learned by the time you spent with your child, no one else knows that the way I do. And I don't know how to have anyone else learn that. So I'm going to have a nanny start next month. It's crazy to say next month because like a month ago I was like, okay, it's not till January, it's only November, it's only October. But now it's December and almost the middle of December. And so I'm going to have a nanny start next month. It's a woman that I know from the church I go to. And I'm praying it all works out. I'm going to have her start and I'm going to spend, you know, several weeks onboarding her, so to speak, so Michaela can slowly get used to her. Michaela's not into other people touching her, holding her. Only me and her dad. When we were in Philly for Thanksgiving, she cried when my mom held her, but my mom didn't care. Mom kept holding her, picking her up, you know, and Michaela slowly, not even that slowly, because we were only there 4 days, but by the second day, Michaela was good with my mom. But the first day, anytime my mom picked her up, she's like, ah, and then it was like, ah, and then it was, ah, and then slowly it was like, we're good. So, and Michaela knows my mom. She hadn't seen her in about Michaela hasn't seen my mom other than Thanksgiving since she was 7 weeks old. And that's about the time when this clingy thing changed. Like before that, the first 7 weeks, she'd go to anybody, right? But then after that, at about 8 weeks, she latched on to me and wouldn't even go to my husband. And then after that, it was just all me. And then she started going back to him. And so now it's just me and him. So she's not good with strangers, and rightfully so. She's not around a lot of strangers. She's really only around me and him. Even when we go to church, she observes, she sees people, but no one tries to hold her. So she's just not used to that. But she's going to have to, because I don't want this to be a hard transition for her. So I'm really trying to get her used to it, because it will break my heart if she's just here crying. And yes, I'm going to have cameras, lots of cameras. Don't worry on that, because, you know, we got to see what's going on, because you can't trust anybody, nobody, you know. But anyway, so the real reason for this video is to do a review after 13 minutes of me talking on my 2 wraps. I talked about it before. I have this ring is annoying me right now because it's going to get caught on the wraps. So give me a second. I have 2 wraps. This is my boba wrap. It is very, very long, but this is about the length of a lot of them. I don't know if you can try to get the whole thing in the frame just so you can see. It is pretty long here. So inevitably for me, some of it always gets on the floor, but that's the same with my other wrap that I've already showed you, my Sweetbee wrap. So, but I'll stick with this one. I'll show you that one in a second. I showed it before, but I'll compare the 2. I'm looking for, sorry, it takes me a little second. Okay, got it. I'm looking for the tag, this tag. Now, this is the label, I guess. I shouldn't say the tag, because there's also like big warning tags sewn into them, about using it properly, child suffocation, all this stuff to scare you into not using it. Um, but they have to put it on it to cover themselves and to let you know. So this one's supposed to be, I think it says on this tag, yeah, you can use this boba wrap for babies between 5 pounds and 35 pounds. So Michaela is not even 14. She's probably around 14 pounds now. She should be. She's kind of small for her thing. And so this, you first, with these two wraps, I'm only going to speak to the two I have. So this is the boba, and then I have the Sweetbee, which I'll show you in a second. But you find the label first. So the boba one, it kind of sits up like this, but this is that. And it said in the instructions to put it over your heart. The Sweetbee one kind of says to put it in the middle of your chest. I don't think it matters. You just start here, And I'm have the necklace on. Funny story, while I'm tying this, Michaela, when we were in church, like, she's in love with jewelry. And this necklace, she just kept pulling on, yanking on. Like, luckily, it's pretty secure, but I haven't been wearing jewelry around her. And thank God she didn't see the earrings. But, yeah, she's going to be a problem when it comes to jewelry. She's, like, mesmerized by it. And maybe that's all babies. I don't know. But, so anyway, just to follow instructions, I'm going to put this over my heart area. I don't like how the tag flips up, but that's it. And then you crisscross it in the back. Now, usually I do this over a mirror, in front of a mirror. I have been doing it for a while, but you crisscross it, and I'm going to turn around so you can see it. I like to do it in front of a mirror, which I can't do right now and do this video, because I want to just crisscrossed it, kind of pull this, straighten it. But I'm going to turn around, move this here. I'm going to turn around so you can see. Let's see how it looks in the back. Okay, so using the screen. I kind of like to straighten them out as much as you can. You don't want it too bunched up, but it's a lot of material. And if you're short, it's going to be a lot of material. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just going to be a lot of material. So just try to straighten it out as best you can. Like I said, I usually do it in front of a mirror, so I get them usually pretty wide. I don't know, how's that looking? Looks fine. Now this has come a little loose, but that's fine. I'm going to push this back. You can tighten this again, because the boba is so stretchy. You do not need to leave room for your baby. It is stretchy. It will stretch. The Sweetbee is not as stretchy. Like, look at this. Like, it's just so stretchy. It stretches. It's also very heavy. So you do not need to leave room for your baby. Your baby, as long as your baby is in the probably under 35 pounds, will fit. So you can tighten this back up on your body. Then you take these two. This is how I do it. I just kind of ball it up. That's all that's left. Push it down in the front. Kind of remember the pregnancy days, right? Pull this down. And again, I'm straightening this out to make it wide on my arm. Like it to come down. It's a lot of material. Sometimes it bunches up here. I like to pull it down. Make it, wide and flat. Then you can do this. Yeah. Crisscross. I always take, and this what I wanted to say. I always take this part that's on my right, and I put it under the side that's on my left. Now you want to make sure it crisscrosses up here too. So I kind of just take them, and you see crisscross. Take it to the back, like so. Bring it back to the front, like so, and knot it. Now if you're smaller, you might be able to go back in front again. I always knot it, If you have more material, instead of going back and front, you may want to make a bow, because this, as you can see, this is a big knot. This material is thick. I don't know if I can show you thickness, but this material is thick, and so it's hot. They're both hot. I'm not gonna lie. I bought this one for the winter. So yeah. So this is really how you would wear this one. Now, Michaela's napping, so I'm not going to put her in the carrier. But this is how the carrier is. This is wrapped. This is it. It's secure. It's fitted to me. Let me see if I can do it with a stuffed animal. I don't know, but let me try. Give me a second. I'm going to use this Guess How Much I Love You bear. This is the bear that I got for the Guess How Much I Love You book. Actually, you haven't given it to Michaela. It sits on the shelf, but tag's still on it. But we do read the book, and I'll play with it. But she hasn't really been interested in stuffed animals. But maybe that's also because I haven't been giving him to her. So I don't know. But so anyway, we're gonna try with him and see. So yeah. So the way you would put it on. So yeah. Without a baby, you can basically wear it like this. Do you think it's the most attractive thing to wear? I don't know. It's up to you, but you can wear it like a shirt. So, if you pre-wrap it before you put the baby in, and you want to get in your car and drive, I would recommend doing that. I would not try to wrap it when I get to where I am, because it's long. It takes a few minutes. Even when you know how to do it, it takes a few minutes. It's long. You're inevitably going to get it on the ground, on the floor or something. You're not going to want to do that. So tie it before you get in the car. Tie it before you go out of the house. Tie it before that, and you can wear it. It doesn't look horrible. You can wear it kind of like a shirt. I don't know. Maybe put your jewelry over. I don't know, but it doesn't look horrible. And so when you want to put the baby in, this is how you do it. And this is I should mention, this is the toddler wrap, the toddler hold, I should say. The wrap is the same whether you have a newborn or a toddler. The way you put them in is what changes. I showed the newborn way when Michaela was a newborn. She's not a newborn anymore, so it's kind of hard for me to show it. Newborns, they're more cradled. You kind of have, her head was more on this side of my chest. Her body was more cradled across me, and she was in the wrap. But you wrap it the same way. So everything I showed you up to this point is exactly the same. There's other videos that will show you how to do the newborn one. I don't have a newborn, but maybe I can show you with this rabbit, because I'm using the rabbit. Rabbit's like newborn size. So let's see. So first, what I do is I start with the side that's closer to me, which is the right side. And the way you would do it, it's kind of hard, is I used to em her legs, kind of like this. And, you kind of put her in. It's not going to be the greatest thing, guys. Put her in like so. And she'd have this M, real legs, not stuffed legs. And you kind of cradle. It's a little easier with something that has bones and a little more structure. Kind of cradle, and not floppy ears. Kind of cradle their head like this on this side of your chest, so you don't want to cover their face. So you're kind of like this. And really, the newborn could kind of be their whole body. The legs are kind of going towards this hip. The head is up here. Then you wrap it over, and you can see the baby's face. And then you would do this. So that's the newborn hold. You want your baby to be close enough to kiss. Sometimes they start to sink. When they do, try to pull it back up or retie it if it's getting too loose. But sometimes they do start to sink because of the weight over time. But you don't want them sinking down. It can be dangerous. You don't want their head, their face, or mouth covered. So make sure it's always sideways. It shouldn't be pressed against you. It shouldn't be, covered by the material. If you need to, pull this down. Sometimes, like I said, it bunches up. Pull it down, it's, make a little shimmy out of it. Pull it down. Sometimes it bunches up, but that's what you want to do. So this is like the newborn one. So if you had a baby, you either have your little baby face like this and you're good. And it's great because it holds their head, because we're assuming baby can't hold their head up at this point. And when Michaela couldn't, you know, her head would be covered by this little material. It held her head in place. She loved it. She was close. You know, I was able to do things a little more hands-free. And sometimes, I'm be honest, sometimes as you'll find, as you're doing things, the material gets like this. And that's fine. You can, sorry, standing my hair. You can fold it up because you're more hands-free, quite frankly, when the material is not down on your I don't know, shoulders or forearms or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so this is a way to do it too. And so, you know, you have it like this. This material can get high. Like I said, I got it for the winter, and you know, it's been all right thus far. That's the new, well, I guess I can leave this like this. This is the newborn hold. The one that I do now that Michaela, I think you're supposed to do this like 10 pounds. I went beyond 10 pounds with it because I loved it so much. The little newborn hold, but now she's too big for it, and she's long too. So this is what we do now. So I'm going to wrap it out, essentially start over. This is where we started, essentially. Let's do this again. Starting with the side that's closer to you. You always start with that side, meaning the side closest to your body. And you can change sides, whatever side is best for you. I do the right first, but you can do the left first. You take the baby. I usually always put her on my shoulder, up like this. And you kind of, again, it's a little easier when there are bones involved. And you kind of take it and do this. She's waking up, guys. She's napping, but she's waking up. Just want to finish this video. So take it. So yeah, if you first take that side and you spread it out this way as much as you can. And then you take the other side, the leg, and you spread it out that way. Okay. Give me a second. Well, you know what? I could probably show. She's whining. I don't want to show you with her. But let me see. Give me a second. Hey, baby. You up? You up? I can show you with this instead of the rabbit. Okay. So we'll use her instead of the rabbit. So starting where we were, like I said, you always start with the side that's closest to you. And she just woke up. You wanna say hi? You say hi. Say hi. This is Michaela now. 5 months, so big. She loves looking at the camera. She really does. So I take her like this. And I got this necklace on, so she might go crazy. I always, and you get to see how it's really done. I spread the material over half her. You want to spread it as wide as you can in between the legs. It's kind of like making a seat. She's just... Then I take the other side. You wish she could like see her face while I'm doing this. She's like just smiling. I put her leg through. Then we take the material. So it goes over the shoulder. It goes over the shoulder. You spread it as wide as you can. So both her shoulders, like, so now she's actually in it, guys. Both her shoulders are covered by the material, as you can see. And she moves. She got her own opinions now, so she moves around. She don't always want to sit like Mr. Rabbit was just letting me do my thing, but he has no bones. But yeah, so she is, you know, fairly secure like this, but this is not it. Your next step is to get this lower part here, this part that has the tag on it, or the label. You put the legs down. And you bring it up. So the label is going to be on the baby's back this way. Now, you can uncover the legs. I tend to cover them, but sometimes you'll see people with the baby's legs dangling like this. Okay, which is fine. But oftentimes I'll cover them because, yeah, she's also into like touching my face a lot. So makeup all over your hands. But I tend to cover it because, like I said, it's colder here. And I like her to be warm. And yeah, she's going for the necklace. So this is the wrap. So I'm going to leave her in here while I show you the Sweetbee. This is how you do the boba. Baby is usually pretty secure. She can hold her head up, which is why this is okay. You know, you have these two parts over the shoulder here. It's her two shoulders. And this going over her back here. She's good. She's good. She can see the world. People come talk. She can turn her head. You know, there's supposed to be a lot of benefits to doing this. Not just bonding, not just being hands-free, but also, you know, the baby being able to be eye level, to see things in a different way instead of being on their back. You know, I like this better than a traditional carrier. It's for me, it's more comfortable. I can sit. It's not bulky. It is hot, but so are traditional carriers. It could be hotter than a traditional carrier because it is more like wearing an article of clothing. But I like the wraps better than a traditional carrier. I do have a traditional carrier. I sometimes use it when I don't feel like going through the effort of the wrap, but only in the house. I don't really wear it out too much. But maybe, I don't know, as she gets older, maybe I won't like doing this as much. I don't know. You know, it says up to 35 pounds. Her traditional carrier, I think, also does 35 pounds. A bigger child, I might want to just do the traditional carrier. I don't know yet. We'll see. But, so this is the other wrap. And you can see just from me showing it, just from looking at it. And I'm not going to tie it because I just showed you how to tie it. Because this ties the exact same way as the boba. The exact same way. You can see just the material is thin, right? You can see the difference in the material, even the width, you know, you can see right away this is a totally different material. It does stretch, but it doesn't have the same stretch. Like, it doesn't stretch much this way as the boba, but like if you shake it this way, you see more stretch. So this is where the stretch is with this one, where the boba seems to stretch, you know, more. But they both have pretty good stretch. But this does not, the Sweetbee does not have as much stretch as the boba. And I did find, again, boba does have good stretch when you stretch it across this way. It does. But not much stretch this way. No stretch at all this way. I did find that, let's see. So this is the boba stretching this way, and then the boba stretching that way. So the boba has stretch kind of no matter which way you pull it. The Sweetbee doesn't have stretch in all directions, just if you pull it this width way, but not if you pull it length way. And I did find that you could put the Sweetbee on a little too tight. You know, the boba, I don't find that you can put it on too tight because it stretches so much. At least for what Michaela's size is. Again, if she was a larger child, maybe if she was 20, 25, 30 pounds, maybe you could. But even in the instructions, it says do not worry about leaving room for the baby because it stretches so much. She's literally just playing with my necklace while I talk to you guys. But it stretches so much that it's just like, don't worry about leaving room for it. So, for your child, for your child. But the material is totally different. Now, I bought this was my initial one, and I was happy with it. I'm still happy with it. It's probably one right now I'd wear more around the house just because it's cold outside. It does add body heat because just having the child on you is going to add body heat. This was warm, but not as warm as this boba. I did this one in the summer, You know, she was born in July, so I did have this one more in the summer, and it worked good for that. This is, like I said, it's called Sweetbee. Let me find the tag. Just like the boba, you wrap it the same way. First, you find the tag or the label. It's generally in the middle. Okay, here we go. So again, you find the label. You start the same way, like, you know, starting here. You start the same way that you do this one. This one is Sweetbee. I ordered both from Amazon. Sweet, Sweetbee. Sweetbee. I ordered both from Amazon. So, I mean, I can link them if you're interested, but I did do this one before. But you start the same way, wrap it behind your back, you know, bring it over your shoulders, the exact same method, just the material is different. I will say this one costs, I think, $20. I don't even know if I spent $25. I think it was like $19, $20 when I bought it. And I bought it because I didn't know whether I was going to like baby wrapping, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money because some of these wraps can get expensive, ridiculously so. Honestly, if you have one and you have a sewing machine and you're good at this type of thing, you can get some stretchy material. You can make colors, varieties of these things. They shouldn't cost what they cost. They're just material. They're cut in a certain way, but they're just material. But this was $20. And I bought this because I wasn't sure if I was going to like this baby wrap thing. I figured, okay, it's $20. I either love it or hate it. So much cheaper than a traditional carrier and does the same thing. And, you know, nice. This one was nice and thin for the summertime. It says it's lightweight material, so that was the reason I bought it. But sometimes you get what you pay for. And although I like this one and I definitely still use it, it did start to tear a little bit. I can't even... I don't even know where the hole is. It's long too. Let me show you that as I do this. I don't know if I'll be able to find the hole. It's a small hole. It's not a big hole. Nothing that would stop me from using it. But it did start to... Oh, wait. I don't know. Where is it? You want to make a liar out of me? It did tear a little bit. Oh, here it is. Okay. A little hole. I might have shown this to you in another video. A little hole, just... You know, trying to stretch it over her big head one day when she was sleeping. I kind of put it behind her head and got a little hole in it over time. So, and I was kind of pulling on the material. So, small hole, it's fine. Like I said, pretty thin material. So, you know, that hole can be fixed if you do such things. I guess I could try to fix it. I could handle that, but I haven't yet. But yeah, so this is also pretty long. You see, it keeps going. Keep going. Keep going. Here we go. And then you again have that lovely warning tag that you have in the boba. And this one says for babies, I think the weight is different on this one. Doesn't say on here. I thought this one may have said only like 30 pounds, not 35 like the other one. It may say somewhere else. I thought there was another tag on it, but it also says babies younger than 4 months can suffocate in this product if face presses too tightly against your body. So remember when I was showing you the newborn hold, with the rabbit, the face was more like on the pressed up against here. Like you see Michaela's kind of doing, hey, you know, she wouldn't be like this when she's sleeping. She'll be more laid up on me. And even then, you don't want the material. You don't want the material to ever cover their face, their nose, mouth. You know, you kind of want to keep the material away. But this allows her to kind of, she's occupying herself. And, you know, and she moves. So sometimes I do find I need to like just pull these things up a little bit more because she's kind of rocking and doing her thing because she's interested in this necklace. But, yeah. So this is the Sweetbee. Between the two, I like them both. So it's not so much as a review, it's just talking about the two. Different uses. I don't have, I thought about getting a baby katan. You don't have to wrap that one. It's more of a shirt. You wear it a little differently. So I thought about getting one of them. I do not have one of them. I thought about it could save time, you know, because wrapping does take a few minutes. Once you're familiar with it, once you know how to do it, quite frankly, it doesn't take too long. But in the beginning, there's a little bit of a learning curve. But once you know how to do one that wraps in this method, you like, I learned on this one, the Sweetbee, and so when I got the boba, it was nothing. Like, it's the exact same method. It's no different. So it's no difference at all in how you wrap them. So once you know how to do one that's like this, you know, you can do any of them that are like this. And so that's pretty cool. She's teething, so everything, including necklaces like this, she's trying to eat or end up in her mouth. So I don't know. So yeah, so that's it, ladies. Sorry this was kind of long, but just wanted to show you the difference in how you wrap these things. There's so many different brands and types out there. Whatever you get what works for you. Start with a cheap one. Don't spend a lot of money on something you don't know if you're going to like to do or you might not do. Start with a cheap one and then go from there. Yeah, like I said, there's a significant weight difference in the material here between this boba and the Sweetbee. And there's other brands out there, plenty of other brands. Like, she done took her arm out, this girl. So you just pop it back in and start and be like, okay, this is how we're doing this. But, you know, she wants to see the world now. So that's what this is about. But when she was nice and small and rabbit-like, I could just stick her in this and not think about it until it was time to eat or do it a pump or do something. Or she, you know, it was great. But all right, ladies, that is it. Happy 5-month birthday to Michaela. Next month, she'll be 6 months, half birthday, which, you know, I'm thinking about doing photos for. And doing a 6-month photo shoot, I think. I'm not sure yet. Because we're doing a Christmas photo shoot. So then next month, do I do a 6-month photo shoot? It'd be pretty much not even a month between them. She turns 6 months on January 8th. And, you know, Christmas is Christmas. And we're doing the photo shoot this weekend. On Friday the 13th. So, I don't know. But so that's what I want to do, a 6-month, but I also wanted to do a Christmas one. So maybe I'll do both. But anyway, I'll tell you more about that later, just depending on what is decided. But all right, ladies, I hope this was helpful for you and, you know, any girl. And I will talk to you soon.